Kali Linux is a Debian-derived Linux distro designed for penetration testing, not so much for digital forensics. There are some tools there, but there's the Kane Linux distro for that. I'll spare you the Wikipedia facts and get to the meat of how to use Kali Linux with a GNOME desktop environment. To start off, we have different set of tools in Kali. You'll only use a subset of them depending on the type of penetration test you're going to perform. Some of these overlap. For example, you use the information gathering tool set and the vulnerability analysis set for both service and web penetration testing. Information gathering deals with fingerprinting the target network and its structure, identifying sensitive parts of the information system. Vulnerability analysis tests if the system is affected by vulnerabilities or insecure configurations. You'll use the social engineering and wireless attack toolsets to perform wireless penetration testing depending on the penetration testing scope defined with the client. Post-exploitation tools are used to perform privilege escalation, to maintain access into compromised systems, and to provide proof of concept about found vulnerabilities during the penetration tests. We'll get more into each one of these tools as we go forward. Subscribe to the channel to get notified on new uploads. By the way, if you still haven't installed Kali, you can follow my other playlist on how to install it in VirtualBox or install it alongside Windows in a dual boot setup. Kali uses by default the GNOME desktop environment. In the next videos, you'll learn to install other desktop environments in order to customize Kali to your liking. In this video, we'll explore the GNOME desktop environment so that you'll get a feel for it and you'll learn how to use it. Most, if not all, of the operations that you can perform using the desktop environment can be carried out using the GNOME terminal, the bash command line. I've also developed a video series on that. By completing that series and this one, you'll have a very firm grasp of Kali Linux and consequently Debian Linux. As we've already seen, by clicking on applications, we get a list of all the applications installed in Kali. By clicking on a category, we get even more tools. Often they're terminal based. You can also press Alt and F1 to invoke the menu. You can also search for applications by tapping the Windows key, known as the super key in Linux, and by typing the name of the application. Click on its icon or press Enter to start the application. Press Escape to exit. By pressing the super key and the A key, we can bring up all software installed in the system, which is available through the desktop environment. You can also alternatively click on the little grid symbol here. By right-clicking on an application, we can add it to the dock by clicking on Add to Favorites. The System Monitor is the GNOME equivalent of the Windows Task Manager. You can launch an application or system command quickly by pressing Alt and F2. By clicking on Places, several shortcuts pop up. These bring up the GNOME Nautilus file manager. Here you can just basically navigate the file system. Press Ctrl T to open a new tab. Right-click to open a terminal. Let's create a test file. The Nautilus file manager is able to handle the FTP protocol, among others. We'll connect anonymously to an FTP server and upload this file there. Press Ctrl L to type the address. We can't upload files here though, for security reasons I suppose. I used to upload files to my shared hosting FTP service for clients. In Linux, we have Workspaces, multiple desktops. This feature has been added in Windows 10, but it's just not up to snuff when compared to Linux. I'll show you why. We can switch workspaces by clicking on the icon in the top right of the screen. We can also switch by holding Ctrl and Alt and then the up and down keys. By right-clicking on an application, we can move it to another workspace. Better yet, by holding Ctrl, Alt and Shift and then the up and down keys, we can move the selected application to a workspace up or down, which is even faster. By selecting a different application in the same workspace with Alt-Tab, we can work very fast. We'll customize its behavior in a later video. To end this video, I'll go over the very run-of-the-mill operating system stuff. We have the general system settings, we can lock the screen with the Super and the L keys. This is a virtual machine, I'll just click on the lock symbol. Time, calendar, and the useless notifications. A useful built-in screencasting utility. Audio volume, network status, VPN connections, proxies, and the annoying power off button. Are you really sure you want to power off the system? Are you really sure? If you want to reboot the system, press Alt F2 and type reboot. I'll press escape. If you want to power off the system, type in systemctl power off. It seems like a lot, but since you'll be working with command line based programs mainly, it's really faster to type it out. If you're not already one, you'll become a touch typist eventually. It's also a good nerd intimidation skill to have. You know who's the alpha nerd in the room based on how much noise he's able to produce by typing on the keyboard. For a comprehensive list of all keyboard shortcuts and other information on the GNOME desktop environment, press F1 to invoke the GNOME help manual. Okay, that's it. That's our initial Kali overview. In the next videos of this series, we'll cover various Kali and in general Linux or Debian system administration tasks. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Ciao.